Hello, just wanted to make a quick video. If you have a YJ or an XJ and you want bigger brakes, and you've already installed the Yukon locking hub kit, there are two kits. There's the WU-08 kit, which is the larger hub. This is the one that I've installed here, as you can see. There's a smaller kit, WU-07. I'm not sure how applicable that's going to be to this scenario, but they are fairly similar. Both use basically a CJ7 rotor, and in the WU-08 case, they take this diameter, they mill it down to basically the size of the YJ rotor. In this case, this is a standard CJ7 rotor. And what we've done here, if we look at the mounting surface here for the caliper to this inside rotor surface, if you look at your WJ, that distance is roughly 17 to 17.5 millimeters. So when you pull this over to your YJ or XJ, you want to maintain that relationship. Obviously there's no way a WJ rotor is going to fit in this configuration. There's just no way it's going to happen. So what you have to do in order to get that distance is when you just bolt it up, put everything together, that distance is going to be around 9 to 9.5 millimeter. Now, using the CJ7 rotor, it's roughly 4 millimeter smaller in thickness from here to here than on the WJ rotor. So if you do the math, you want to take half of that difference off, and so basically you want approximately 19 millimeters. Now, to get that, there's a couple of things you got to do. First thing in this Yukon kit is there's a spacer plate that normally goes between the hub and the rotor. That's roughly 3/16 of an inch, which comes out to just under 5 millimeter. It's roughly 4 3/4. And then the other thing you need to do is take your knuckle, and if you have a mill, you can do this yourself. I had to go to a machine shop, and it wasn't cheap, but it was my only option, because you want this to be precise. You don't want to throw your plane off. You want both mounting studs to be at the same level, and basically from this mounting surface you want 3/16 taken off again to bring it down to that position, and that will give you your 19 millimeter that you need. And as you can see there, I mean, it's about as perfect as it's going to get. There's not a whole lot more you can do to get any better, so I kind of lucked out there. I don't know, maybe I was good at math, but yeah, there you go. So with the Yukon spin-free kit, the larger kit, 5 by 5.5 inch bolt pattern, you'll leave out that spacer and you'll swap to a standard CJ7 rotor. The CJ7 rotor, the diameter is slightly less than the WJ, but it's not enough to make a difference. It's like 203 millimeters versus something like I think the CJ is 199. So it's a really small difference. Your stopping power is going to be incredibly better. The pad size is not that much bigger on this caliper than it is, say, if you have your standard YJ caliper. But the real power change is in the fact that now you're going to have a dual piston caliper. So I've also heard on these WU-08 kits, sometimes this hub on the more recent kits might be a little bit thicker, so you may need to have some material taken off this edge depending on what they've done there. And that's about all I've got to say about that. Hope that helps. Thank you.